This is the audiobook of Mayumi Likha, The Colors Beneath the Whispers and Chaos, the professional education capstone project of 𝗪𝗵𝗽𝗁𝗁 Block 1, first-year students of Philippine Normal University. Chapter 1, 100 Thoughts. The morning mist of Baguio City hung low over the clustered houses, weaving between the pine trees like threads of memory. Children's laughter echoed faintly in the cold air. 6-year-old Mayumi Likha ran barefoot through the playground, her pigtails flying as she chased a red plastic ball. Her knees were already smugged with dirt, her jacket unzipped and flapping behind her like a tiny cape.
Mayumi, the ball's over here,
shouted Lara, waving from the other side. But Mayumi didn't hear. She had stopped. Again, a ladybug had landed on her hand, and she stared at it with fascination, her mind spinning a lot of thoughts at once.
What if I could keep it as a pet? What do ladybugs eat? Maybe I could draw it later. Oh, I should show Kuya.
Mayumi,
Someone yelled.
you missed the ball again.
She blinked, startled. The ball had rolled past her. Everyone was watching.
Sorry, I was just,
She began, fumbling for an explanation.
You're always spacing out.
One of the boys said with a smirk.
You can't even focus for 1 minute.
Lara frowned.
she's not doing it on purpose.
Then, why can't she listen?
He shot back.
She's weird.
The words stung. Mayumi's throat tightened as laughter rippled through the group. She wanted to run and disappear, but instead, she sat on a nearby rock, hugging her knees while her friends resumed the game without her. She whispered softly.
I just want to play correctly.
The ladybug flew away. 7 years later, the fog was still there, denser now, thicker like the weight Mayumi carried. Their small house perched along a steep, crock road in downtown Baguio City, its walls patched with plywood. The sound of jeepneys filled the air, mingling with the distant calls of street vendors. Inside, the chaos brewed.
Mayumi! I told you to sweep the floor 30 minutes ago.
Nanay Flora shouted inside their sari-sari store.
I did. Well, I was about to.
Mayumi said, holding a broom, but the floor was still a mess. Her brother, Marlo, snickered.
You've been saying about to all morning. Just admit you forgot again.
I didn't forget.
Mayumi snapped, voice rising.
I was trying to fix my bag. Then the pencil fell, and I remember I had to get my notebooks, and then...
Enough excuses.
Her mother interrupted sharply.
You never finish anything, Mayumi. Your sister helped me without being told twice.
Because she doesn't have 100 thoughts in her head all the time.
Mayumi blurted before she could stop herself.
You don't understand.
The room froze. Her father, Tatay Dante, looked up from his jeepney keys. His face was tired, his eyes shadowed.
We do understand, Mayumi. We understand that you need to focus.
But I tried.
She yelled, tears running behind her eyes.
I really tried. But my brain, it won't stay quiet. I forget things, but I don't mean to.
Her mother's tone softened, but her words still cut.
We're just tired, anak. You have to learn to manage yourself.
Mayumi turned away.
Maybe I'm not just what you want me to be.
No one spoke after that. She stormed out of the house. jacket half zipped, forgetting her phone and wallet but grabbing the one thing that always made sense, her sketchbook. The path to the pine forest was steep. The cold air bit at her skin, but it was a relief. The kind that reminded her she was still alive. When she finally reached the lines of trees at the edge of the mountain, the city below looked like a dream covered in fog. Mayumi sat beneath a tree and opened her sketchbook. Her hands trembled, but the moment her pencil touched paper, her thoughts began to slow. She drew without a plan, lines turning into shapes, shapes into emotions.
I can focus at school,
She muttered as she shaded the branches.
but here I can.
The forest hummed softly in the wind, as if it understood. Hours passed and she lost track of time, the way she always did. But out here, it didn't matter. No one scolded her for forgetting. No one told her to sit still. Mayumi rested on a mossy rock, her sketchbook open in her lap. The wind rustled the pine needles above her, and for the first time that day, she felt calm. Until a voice broke the silence.
Hey, why are you sitting there?
Mayumi jumped, her heart pounding. The voice sounded like a young girl, yet no one was around. Then she saw it. A rabbit stood on two legs like a human. Its fur was white, its eyes were large and round. It stared at her with serious expression. Mayumi's mouth fell open.
Rabbits do not talk.
She whispered, terrified.
You are staring too much. That's rude.
The rabbit replied, crossing its furry arms. Mayumi panicked. Without thinking, she grabbed a small pebble and threw it towards the animal. It hit the rabbit right on the forehead.
Ouch! What is wrong with you?
The rabbit shouted.
Buck, you must be a monster. Stay away.
Mayumi screamed back.
I am not possessed. I just wanted to ask why you are sitting on my favorite rock.
It's not your rock.
Mayumi exclaimed.
It is. I sit there every morning.
The rabbit protested.
That doesn't make it yours.
Their voices rose. Hands moved wildly as they glared at each other, stubborn, shaking with fear and anger. They looked like reflections of each other, arguing with themselves. Eventually, both grew tired of bickering.
My name is Rachel.
She said quietly, avoiding Mayumi's gaze. Mayumi noticed her paws trembling, the way it twitched nervously. She recognized that look. It was the same one she wore whenever she felt judged. Rachel was strange, unbelievable even. But what unsettled Mayumi most was how familiar she felt, like someone who understood what it meant to be misunderstood. Mayumi almost smiled, but then she remembered the warning passed down through generations. Humans must never be friends with the citizens of the forest. Her chest tightened, as though something heavy was pressing against her heart. She stepped back slowly, unsure of what to do or say.
Wait!
Rachel said.
Are you leaving already?
Mayumi opened her mouth to answer, but nothing came out. The tall pine trees blurred out of sight. The cold mountain air dissolved into warmth. Her first day of grade 7, Mayumi held her notebook tightly. She wrote her task neatly focused, hoping people would stop saying she was careless. Inside the classroom, she saw new students and familiar faces. Some of her former classmates from elementary school were still there, chatting as if summer had never ended. Though it was just their first day, teachers were already giving out tasks and reminders, so many things to remember. Mayumi quickly copied everything, afraid she might forget again, because when she forgot something, people looked at her as if she simply wasn't trying. 1 week passed quickly. In social studies, Mrs. Castro, their teacher, announced a group quiz bee. Students rushed to their friends. Laughter filled the room as group formed easily. Mayumi remained standing. She waited and waited. Her hands began to shake. She hugged her notebook close, trying to steady herself. Whispers came from behind her.
She always forgets.
She makes mistakes.
She has something's wrong with her.
Don't let her join our group.
Mayumi looked down at the floor, trying not to cry. The room felt too loud for her. She wished she was somewhere else. She approached Carlos, who was busy organizing his group.
Hey Carlos, can I join your group?
She asked, trying to sound confident. Carlos looked up, slightly annoyed.
Mayumi, I'm not sure if you'd be a good fit for us. We're going to be competing against some tough teams, and we need people who are really focused.
Mayumi nodded, expecting such a response.
I understand, but I really like to join. I just need a group to belong with.
Carlos sighed, shaking his head.
Hey, look, Mayumi, someone like you doesn't really fit with us. We need people who are organized and can keep up with the pace. You should probably find a different group.
Mayumi's eyes widened in shock. A sting hit her heart. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Their classmates started to stare until Mrs. Castro noticed the commotion.
All right, class, let's focus on finalizing your groups in 2 days.
Mrs. Castro announced, diverting everyone's attention. Mayumi turned around and walked out the classroom, feeling defeated. She went straight to the forest, hoping to find Rachel Rabbit. As she sat on the mossy rock, Rachel hopped out from behind a bush.
Hey Mayumi, what's wrong?
Rachel asked, noticing the girl's expression. Mayumi told Rachel about what happened at school. Rachel listened attentively, nodding her head.
Don't worry, Mayumi. We're friends now, and I'll show you that there's more to life than just fitting in with humans.
Rachel said, smiling. Rachel took Mayumi to the forest city, where they met Oscar the owl, who had a broken wing.
Hello, Mayumi.
Oscar greeted.
I've been expecting you. Rachel here has told me a lot about you.
Mayumi smiled, feeling a sense of comfort around Oscar.
Hi Oscar, I'm glad to meet you. Rachel's told me a lot about you too.
Oscar chuckled, his wings rustling.
I bet she has. Well, I'm glad you're here. I have a feeling you need some words of wisdom.
Mayumi nodded, her eyes wide with curiosity.
Yes, I do. I feel like I've been trying to fit into a mold that wasn't meant for me.
Oscar gaze softened in understanding.
I know exactly what you mean. I've been there too. You see, I used to be a proud owl, flying high in the skies and catching mice with ease. But one day, I had an accident and broke my wing. I thought my life was over.
Mayumi's eyes widened in sympathy.
Oh no, Oscar. What did you do?
Oscar smiled.
I learned to adapt. I learned to see the world in a different way. I started to listen more, to observe more, and to appreciate the little things. And you know what? It made me wiser.
Mayumi smiled, feeling a sense of hope.
Thank you, Oscar.
Oscar nodded.
Don't try to fit into someone else's mold. Create your own path, and you'll attract the right people and opportunities. Remember, it's not about being the smartest or the strongest. It's about being true to yourself.
Mayumi smiled, feeling a sense of hope. Oscar smiled back.
Anytime, Mayumi.
Rachel, who had been quietly observing the conversation, nodded in agreement.
I think Mayumi's got it, Oscar. She's ready to spread her wings and fly.
Oscar chuckled, his eyes shining with approval.
I think you might be right, Rachel. Mayumi, remember to always trust yourself and your heart. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
Mayumi nodded, feeling a sense of gratitude and newfound confidence.
I will, Oscar. Thank you again.
Rachel was happy to see Mayumi connecting with Oscar.
I'm glad you're finding people or animals who understand you, Mayumi.
Rachel said, smiling. The next day, Mayumi went to school, feeling a bit more confident. The bright morning sunlight streamed through the classroom windows. Students were busy fixing their chairs, exchanging stories and laughing before the bell rang. A few moments later, Mrs. Castro entered the room. The class immediately settled down.
Good morning, everyone.
She began, her voice gentle yet steady.
Good morning, Ma'am Castro.
The class responded. She smiled, then she took a small breath.
I have an announcement. I will be going on maternal leave for a few months. While I'm away, you will be guided by your new substitute teacher.
A wave of murmurs spread across the room.
Sino teacher? Ayan ba yung stricta? Ayoko na stricta.
Mrs. Castro smiled, then continued.
Before I leave, I want you to know that you are in very capable hands. I personally asked someone I deeply respect to guide you while I'm away. I trust her completely, and I hope you guys will give her the same respect and cooperation you have given me.
She then turned toward the door.
Everyone, please welcome Teacher Ophelia.
The door opened, and a woman in her early 30s entered the classroom. Her presence was gentle yet commanding.
Thank you, Ma'am Castro. Good morning, class.
She greeted warmly.
You can call me Ma'am Ophelia. I'm honored to be your advisor while Ma'am Castro is away. I look forward to learning and growing with all of you.
The class greeted.
Good morning, Ma'am Ophelia.
Ma'am Castro smiled and turned to Teacher Ophelia.
Thank you again, Ma'am Ophelia.
Ma'am Castro smiled and turned to Teacher Ophelia.
Thank you again, Ma'am Ophelia, for stepping in.
She said sincerely. Then she faced the class.
Please continue doing your best, class. I'll see you again.
Goodbye, Ma'am Castro.
The students called out, some waving their hands. With a final smile, she quietly stepped out of the room.
Shall we begin?
Teacher Ophelia asked.
To get to know you better,
She continued.
let's have a short presentation. Show me something that represents you. It's either a drawing, a poem, a short introduction, anything at all.
The students began preparing eagerly. One by one, they presented. A shy girl read a poem, a boy cracked jokes to make everyone laugh, and another confidently shared a short speech about his dreams. Then it was Mayumi's turn. She walked to the front, clutching her sketchpad to her chest. Her steps were quick and uneven, her fingers fidgeting at the edge of the paper. When she reached the front, she smiled awkwardly.
Hi, I'm Mayumi.
She started, her voice a little too fast.
I drew something. It is kind of messy, but I hope you like it.
She flipped the sketchpad open to reveal a colorful drawing, chaotic yet beautiful, of a forest under a sky full of stars. Her eyes darted around, her foot tapping unconsciously.
It's where I go when things get too loud.
She said softly.
my mind, I like to imagine peaceful places because my thoughts can be a bit noisy.
The class was silent for a moment. Teacher Ophelia leaned slightly forward, studying her with interest, not out of judgment, but within her quiet curiosity. There was something about this girl. Her restless hands and scattered words, yet her art spoke volumes of depth and imagination.
Thank you for sharing that, Mayumi.
Teacher Ophelia said gently.
Your drawing is beautiful. I can see a lot of emotions in it.
Mayumi smiled shyly, muttering,
Thanks, ma'am.
before hurrying back to her seat. As the class continued, Teacher Ophelia couldn't help glancing at Mayumi now and then. She noticed how the girl doodled in her notebook, even while listening. Her pencil never still, her gaze sometimes drifting, but her mind clearly alive. From that day on, Mayumi's name stayed in her mind, etched not as the girl who struggled to stay still, but as the one who saw the world differently, through colors, movement, and wonder. The next day, Teacher Ophelia approached her.
Mayumi, I heard what happened with Carlos' group. Why don't you create your own group team instead? I'll support you, and I'm sure you'll do great.
Mayumi's eyes lit up and she smiled, feeling a glimmer of hope.